like sort of genre or like anything you're interested in. You're just looking for something new. I totally get that. Well, shall I run you through some things then? Cool. So I think I'm gonna start like with some of my favourites and then just sort of bestsellers as well. I'll mix them all together so you get a real feel for different books, because I don't want to just give you books that I like, because I know everyone has different tastes. So I'll do bestsellers, books that I recommend you do. Is that good? Is that good? Is that good? Is that good? Perfect. 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 Okay. So I think I'm gonna start with this little one here. This is Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. And as you can see from the picture, there's a mother there, she's pregnant. Lots of flowers. Now, this is like a classic. It's about like the classics collection. So it's sort of like quite old writing, which I'm not sure if you're into. It's very wordy, but the story is quite beautiful, to be honest. As you can see, this is the back. And this is their Wordsworth classics, Wordsworth classics. And if you look, they all do come with a bookmark. All the books come with a free bookmark. If you look at the text, it is quite small text. And the pages are quite thin, which means it's quite a light book. And they managed to make it quite a small book by condensing the words to a smaller size. So it's not like a big book if you don't want to like carry around a big book. But yeah, that's what the spine looks like. That's what it's going to look like in a bookshelf. Would you like me to read the blurb? Okay. So, this novel is Lawrence's semi-autobiographical masterpiece in which he explores emotional conflicts through the protagonist, Paul Morrell, and his suffocating relationships with a demanding mother and two very different lovers. Lawrence's novels are perhaps the most powerful exploration in the genre of English, of family, class, sexuality, and relationships in youth and early adulthood. So it's sort of exploring a man's relationship with lovers and his mother, so sort of just women. And it's quite an interesting read, and I like the story. So I would recommend this if you're looking for like quite classic book to read. And like I said, they all come with a free bookmark. Bookmark. Let me sort that in there. Is this something you'd be interested in? Okay. Next up, I recommend, this is one of our best sellers at the moment. It's called Find Me by Andre Acumen. Or Acumen, I'm not quite sure how you say his last name. I think it's Acumen. Or Acumen. And this is actually the sequel to Call Me By Your Name. You know, that was a massive hit. Yeah, massive movie as well. And this is the sequel. And so it's been selling so well, and I think it will be a book that you would like. Especially if you like the first one. Again, it comes with a bookmark. It's quite a colourful, beautiful cover. I love the cover of this book, it's just colourful. And it actually says this is the Sunday Times Top 10 bestseller. The back is also very beautiful. And so the blurb says, Elliot believes he has left behind his first love, but as an affair with an older man intensifies, his thoughts turn to the past and to Oliver. Oliver, a college professor, husband and father, is preparing to leave New York. The imminent trip stirs up longing and regret, awakening an old desire, propelling him towards a decision that could change everything. In Call Me By Your Name, we fell in love with Oliver and Elio. Find Me returns these unforgettable characters, exploring how love can ripple out for the past and into the future. So I think, I haven't actually read this one myself yet, but I think it's about them returning like to each other and seeing what happens. So it'd be quite an exciting read to twist on the, the classical Wizard of Oz, Dorothy tale, but it's sort of dark and it's really like kind of horror. It's really good. As you can see, it's rather a long book, but the text is quite well spaced out. I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to become some kind of hero, but when your whole life gets swept up by a tornado, taking you with it, you have no choice but to go along, Sure, I've read the books, I've seen the movies, but I never expected Oz to look like this. A place where good witches can't be trusted and wicked witches just might be the good guys. A place where even the yellow brick road is crumbling. What happened, Dorothy? My name is Amy Gum, and I'm the other girl from Kansas. I've been recruited by the Revolutionary Order of the Wicked, and I've been given a mission. Remove the Tin Woodman's heart, steal the Scarecrow's brain, take the lion's courage, and then Dorothy must die. It's sort of like, it's hard to explain. She goes on this mission when she gets to Oz to basically destroy Dorothy because she's like causing like a lot of evil in the Wizard of Oz, in Oz basically. But yeah, it's like a big read and a fun twist on an old story, which I think is what makes this such a good book. Yeah. Is this something you think you'd be interested in? Okay. Well, we'll check you out at the end and we can sort of see. Again, this book is such a good book. It's by Ian McEwan, who's quite a famous author, and he has some really good stuff. Some really good stuff. As you can see, this is in black and white. It's quite a simple, minimalistic design, and it's called Atonement. This is a very famous book. See the bookmark there for that. So, the blurb goes, on the hottest day of the summer of 1935, 13-year-old Bryony Tallis sees her sister Cecilia strip off her clothes and plunge into the fountain in the garden of their country house. Watching her do is Robbie Turner, who, like Cecilia, has recently come down from Cambridge. By the end of that day, the lives of all three will have been changed forever as Bryony commits a crime for which she will spend the rest of her life trying to atone. So it's sort of like, it's got some love in there, but it's also got a crime in there. It's just such a classic book, and it's got everything that makes it such a great novel. So, yeah, I would personally recommend this one. One of my favourites. So, this one, again, you probably know this one. You've read this one. Handmaid's Tale. It's so good, isn't it? Have you watched the TV show? I would recommend. It's so good. I love it. Yeah, it really sort of, it makes it even more real. Like, I don't know, watching it for some reason. Well, I guess we don't really need to get into this one. But yeah, that's such a feminist novel. Love it. It's actually quite a short book, but I hear the sequel is such a good book and it's quite long as well. Yeah, we're definitely going to stock it soon. I think it's coming in the next week, so if you want to pop in there, I'll have it. Cool. Okay, so this is another Ian McEwan. It's called Machines Like Me. And this one, like, is quite, I think it really speaks to today, although it's set like an older setting. It really speaks to like the technology of today and sort of like how scary it kind of is. It's basically about machines, like robots that are like humans, and basically stories that you get all of these stories. They're all individual stories, not chapters, like stories. And I think it's really worth. It's like so like worthwhile to get this book because you get so much free money. Yeah. I feel like this would be a good purchase for you. Okay, cool. Okay, well, I'll put it down there in the pile. Okay, so next I think I'm going to move on to some more like educational books. I'm not sure if you're into tarot, but we do have like a little tarot section. We have the Tarot Bible and how to read tarot. This one, I love the design of this one. Very beautiful. And this is what it looks like inside. So it gives you a rundown on all the cards. And it has like one colour scheme. It's like a burgundy colour scheme. It's a bit more in depth, I think. And it has like spreads and like very introductory thing as well. And this is more colourful, this one. And it has like a bit more to it. Like you can see some of the cards here. It's definitely. Yeah, so if you're into tarot, I definitely recommend getting like a little book to read about it. Yeah. Were you interested in either of these? No worries. This one's also sort of like an educational one. It's called The Secret Barrister, Secrets of the Law and How It is Broken. This is sort of like a commentary on the legal system and how it's broken. It's actually a series, The Secret Barrister. There's more books, but we only have this one at the moment. Don't stock. But I think this is the first book in this series. So if you're into like legal stuff or like crime and how people get away with crimes, I definitely recommend this. Definitely. This next book, again very popular, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is sort of like a self-help book. And as you can see, it's kind of large, like compared to like a normal book. It's kind of large. But it's got a lot of diagrams in there. And I honestly feel like it's just such an eye-opening book. And I think it helps you to be a more effective person. it's quite cartoony. But yes, I think it's just, again, an introduction, so not like too in depth. But it's great for just like widening your horizons and learning about something new. And I think it's really helpful as well, especially if you're a student. Next we have thinking and reasoning. Thinking and reasoning. Now as you can see, this is quite a small book. And the text is quite small. The text is quite small. This is just about thinking and reasoning. And it's like the sort of psychology side of it. Bingo.